Welcome you gorgeous slippery lot. You join us for an almost very special Nout Matters podcast to celebrate 365,000 millidays since we first kablamily ejaculated into your ears with no love or passion. That is to say, it's been a year since the first pod-a-doodle-doo. And here we are, 1 year on, wishing you were here with us between the sheets of a dream. Join your heroes in a visual extravaganza if you're watching the video that we put online. If you're only listening to this on one of the couple of websites we've been asked to share this on, then please welcome our special guest, Anthony Worrell Thompson. He's visible on the screen for all the people who have bothered to try visually involve themselves with the podcast. But for those only listening, it's worth mentioning that Anthony Worrell Tomo has gone sexually and verbally mute because of all the talking he has to do at his new call center job. He doesn't need to do it for the money, but he just loves money so much he literally doesn't care where he gets it from. And I mean, open quotes, literally, close fucking quotes as fuck. And, oh my god, he's, what in the name of shit sorry, but if you were watching this visually you'd be able to see that Anthony Worrell Thompson has now took his bikini top off, revealing his Rush tattoo. It's the track listings of their album Power Windows, but written in beautiful expensive calligraphy. And now, oh my Jesus, now Anthony Wazatoza has begun to seductively, yet sloppily, eat a Mr. Whippy in one. But it's one of those double cones that sort of look like an inverted snowman cock. So he's American Sign Languaging the lyrics to Frosty the Snowman but replacing the word A with egg. I'll translate it for you. Anthony, please continue. He's away. Frosty the Snowman was egg jolly happy soul, with egg corn cob pipe and egg button nose and 2 eyes made out of and so on. And now he's left. Thanks Tony. What a babe. What a treat for all the people watching this. What a treat indeed. So without further ado, whatever the next word is, let me welcome you to the very first visual slicing of Nout Matters. Happy birthday to them and me. Welcome to Nout Matters episode 15. I mean episode.
Hello.
Alright.
Hi. How's it going?
Good, yeah. Just been come fresh from selling some PPI.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's.
No. I just thought my work headset would be better for this.
I think it is. That's good. I think if anything, Daly's going to be disappointing now, isn't he? His vocals are going to be. I implied like you were going to be disappointed with the intonation, then, wasn't it? If anything, Daly's. You got a fan?
He's got his headphone. He's got his headphone in his hands.
That's his beard. I'm gonna go for gallery view. You ready? You ready, lads? Smash gallery view. How
I was already in gallery view.
Oh yeah, but am I even recording? Yeah, I am. I found out the other day that it records what I see. It doesn't just always pick like a gallery view or something. So if I do speaker view, quick Macca shot. Who's coming in here now? Is this sort of Joe in it? Is he coming in? Is he coming in hot with an image, or is he videoless at the moment?
I think he's a smooth silent assassin.
I can hear breathing, but no. All right. Right. This is how it's going to go, guys. You're going to tell me how your lockdown's been. Then we're going to do a little bit of banter, a little bit of friendliness, and after that, I promise you some tales. Following the tales, have I got some questions? The answer's yes. Yes, I do. But someone else can lead for now, because I can't be bothered.
Cool. Well, I was thinking maybe in like an hour you can maybe look at and see if you can see the SpaceX rocket.
Oh, is that a thing? Sky. Nice.
That's the thing. But I don't know if it'll be a thing for us because we're in a pretty built-up area. But
we have
say again, mate. You sound under.
We have Nixon vision.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Is that just the side of a? I think that's a posh microwave, that, isn't it? Oh. That's a touch-sensitive button microwave.
Aardman style animation of. Oh no, he's moving a bit quicker.
It's not.
It is.
It's not a fancy one, mate.
It's not a pharmacy microwave.
Not a fancy one.
You look like me checking. Looks like me checking on the Chicago Town pizza in the microwave.
It's like greasy forehead print on the door.
Sorry, I've got a biscuit in my mouth.
You got a biscuit in your mouth. What biscuit you gone
What
for?
biscuit, mate?
Chocolate digestive.
That
Classic.
biscuit in your mouth. Happy experience.
I didn't.
Isn't it? Unlike
didn't-
the microwave, which is a cookwork.
I didn't stock up on much for isolation. But one of the things I did before they brought in the limit was Sainsbury's own 30p chocolate bars, like the really shit ones that like white with blue lettering or whatever. Probably orange. It's terrible. I recently tucked back into a dairy milk because I had so many. I got 10, I think. Way too many. That's an insane amount of anything, and that's lasted me.
You did pretty well to last that long because I've known times where we've got through like 4 bars of Galaxy in like 2 days, mate. So
Not even that, man.
like 8 weeks is pretty good.
Those, do you remember those like Goliath ones that are like literally like a foot by whatever? And we used to just put as much Galaxy chocolate in our mouth as possible because it was heavenly. It gets this horrible, amazing syrupy like viscosity.
You've got so much chocolate that you can kind of experiment with it in that way.
Yeah, exactly. I remember one time Roisin watched me get it put in. It was those little shitty advent calendar chocolatey. It's the ones you get in a little sack. I'm sure there's loads of jokes around here, but the ones you get in like a little sack, and they're all the ones that are like that big. And they
like a football.
Yeah, I think they were
Football,
fake sprouts though. I think we were watching a film in bed, and I put in like 7 or 8. I obviously peeled all of them and put 7 or 8 in my mouth at once, and the look on the face was it was shame.
How many days would the advent calendar last in your day in your house when you were a kid, and how long would it last now? How many days do you think you could last before you just ate every single one in one go?
Oh, the same as I was a kid. The whole 24.
Really? I bought you an advent calendar for your birthday, didn't I? A Freddo one.
Yeah, he did it, and it was delicious. It was a really good, it was a real treat to get the larger sweets, and I made it last all the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
BBB.
I know, yeah. Big Billy Bollocks over there.
We got the Sainsbury's own like mini knockoff Sainsbury's own chocolates in one big bag. So you had like the Milky Way, like the whitey or why not?
Wow, whitey.
I don't know what they call it.
The whitey.
Twix one and a Mars bar one. They call the Mars bar one caramel, and they call the Snickers one nutty nougat. And me and Natalie just found ourselves like towards the end of the bag, like bartering like prisoners. Like, over, like, well, I want the Snickers one. She's like, well, we've already got the Milky Ways or the Mars bar one. And I was like, yeah, well, I could have the Snickers one, the last one, because I've done this, I've done that.
Really? Who got the last?
And I'll
You got the
say
last
to you,
nugget.
Tomorrow at dinner, you can have the last ski yogurt if I can have that now.
Oh, you exited the Sainsbury's chocolate bar domicile. You sort of expanded into the universe of food. You even went into chilled food. That's different.
Bridge the markets, mate. It's what you've got to do. You've got to survive lockdown. Right.
Nice.
Write it down.
Yeah. Chalk it up and then argue about it later.
I really feel horrible about referring to it as Whitey's. Definitely not called Whitey's, the Milky Way version.
No, it wasn't. But I like I like the shit name, the fake shit name. I'm not sure if we ever spoke about this before, because if we haven't, I can't believe if this is never.
What, like Aldi's is it Taurus bar? Is that what they call it?
Titan from Mars.
Taurus. That's the Red Bull ones, though, isn't it?
No, that's their cider. I'm sure they do a Taurus cider.
I think you're right.
Taurus is Aldi's strongbow, because that's rocket fuel.
Are you just putting your shirt back on daily?
Hello?
Just popping your shirt back on?
Well, I thought if we're on camera, I thought I'd let a little bit of give the viewers a little bit.
It's a very little bit, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, mate.
Man's sign, like just there.
It's in the new Brewdog Bernard Castle eye test haze that they're apparently releasing.
Getting political on us, Matty.
Not really. Do you know why I thought it? Because I've got a posh brewdog thing that's like one of the newish ones. There you go. And I'm hoping we can get sponsored by that. That'd be sweet, wouldn't it? Get an alcohol addiction.
What a middle class way to stick it to the government, eh? Let's name a beer after the whole situation.
Yeah.
And when are they going to put a gate on it? That's where you know it's a real scandal when they start.
I've heard it. Come gate.
Coming gate. Yeah.
Come gate.
They get worse, don't they? Like the Tories, just get worse.
Right, this is dangerously close to stuff mattering now. I'm going to put my foot down on this.
You thought a couple of months ago that when you looked at like Theresa May, you thought, I don't think there's ever been anyone that I've wanted to drop kick in the face more. And then that Pree Patel shows up, and I'm just like, wow! Like I thought.
Yeah. Should have a very cocky face.
With this draft, no, it's just could have got away with it, and then it was just the eye test thing. Like, you know, people would have just got on board with it.
So weird. Like, he's totally extended it by doing that. It's such a weird thing to say. It's the Prince Andrew of fucking sweat shit again.
Like the kids show, like the Chuckle Vision or something, where they get away with covering up the mistake they've done, and then right at the end of the episode, yeah. We got away with it. It wasn't that eye test.
It's the crime show equivalent of I'm thinking like The Killing, but with like a really terrible story writer, where they would have they don't know it's the Nordic detective who's been doing it all along, and until they go around this woman's house, and then when they're leaving, they see the toilet seats up, so then they know a man's been there and it's evidence or something. That's what happened to Dominic Cummings, I think.
Now then, can I?
No. What did you say? Sorry.
I watched The Killing now then.
that really isn't in The Killing. It was in like an episode of Frost or something once, and I didn't understand it. I was like 7 or something, and then my mum pointed out that meant that a man had been there. Oh, right.
Are you saying that you used to sit down and discuss the narrative structure of Morse with your mum when you were a 7-year-old? I'm saying I
sat down to pee till I was 31.
When you what?
Till I was 31.
You didn't watch it until you were 31? You only started watching Morse when you were 30? I don't think I've ever watched Morse, to be fair.
Morse is a bit too deep for me as a kid. I could go Touch of Frost and Midsummer Murders.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Creek, but Morse was a bit too
Touch of Frost, he punched
heavy.
the pedo. Punched the pedo in the face, didn't he?
But it was a life lesson, wasn't it?
Bonked a nonce.
What happens if you're in on? You get
Yeah.
in the face.
Come on, son, we're staying up late to watch Frost today. I've got a lesson for you. Don't grow up to be a paedophile or you get smacked by Del Boy.
Well, that saved me a job. Thanks, David Jason. I'll have to have an awful conversation with my son tonight.
Next, Channel 5 for How to Have Sex. When monkeys go nuts.
My dad actually did that, like, to avoid taking me for a walk with the dog and having the talk about the birds and the bees.
Right.
He would put on a radio show, which was actually Jeremy Kyle's radio show before he got on TV, and it was called Jez's Confessions, and it was superb. But I used to listen to that at night, and we talk about like people that had been cheating, affairs, sexual diseases they'd got, misogyny. All the
good ones.
And that was my dad's version. He teaching me that. And then the only other time that we'd have a discussion was that he said at one point, he goes, when you get to secondary school, you'll start growing hair in places that you're not used to them growing, and it'll be dead itchy. You can't help it, but you'll have to scratch it, and it might be in public and you might need to scratch it, so just try and be discreet about it. And I was dead worried about having itchy teeth.
That's great.
Never been itchy, like never got. Like, he made it out to be like a massive, like, oh my god. But it wasn't that bad.
That's like kids' films and Quicksand. I always felt like they were
real danger.
I thought that was going to be a big issue.
Yeah. It's Quicksand. It never was. It never arose. Arised. Yeah.
One of mine was a fear of football stadiums for a little bit. Like the first time I went, I remember being dead nervous because I was aware of Hillsborough, and I was like, "Oh fucking hell, this is dead scary."
Wow.
Yeah.
I suppose it wasn't that long before.
Obviously completely misplaced, but
maybe. Yeah, well, yeah, on the whole, football stadiums aren't as bad as that.
Oh, that's the thing, actually. It could be what things that parents have done to us that is sort of scarred us slightly throughout growing up.
My parents scarred us.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's a hell of a list.
Hell of a list. Go on, Dilly. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Go on, you give us one of yours.
My dad said, my mum and dad noticed that I was picking at my belly button when I was about 5 or 6, and there was a TV show on the telly, and it was like this girl that had this like horrible genetic disease where essentially she had like a normal adult-sized head. Like, oh, Dad, what's and then my dad said, oh, she played with her belly button and it came undone and her body fizzled up like a balloon.
Oh, it's such a weird thing to say. It's such a strange...
Never belly button again.
So we were watching that and he just went, bam, that's probably... Oh, I'm sick of him picking his belly button. But if he'd have said like, if you got done for nicking or something, oh, it's because she went nicking and someone, I don't know, shrank her head, put her head in a microwave, but put it on reverse, and it shrank her head. Oh no, Dad, I'm not going to use a microwave or steel again. Now give us your belly button.
That's why you never play with your belly button.
Yeah, that's why we always leave a note.
So I've got one, but it's not that bad, but it's kind of sweet actually. So I used to, as a kid, always like, oh, can we go to the beach? Can we go to the beach? And I'd always be asking my dad or something like at the weekend or whatever. And when he'd be in the garden, he'd be like, oh, let's just go grab that shell. And then he'd say, oh, can you hear that? And when you put the like shell to your ear, you'd hear like a weird noise. And he'd be like, oh no, it sounds like the tide's going out. So it's the tide's coming in, so we can't go to the beach. And then he'd go listen, and then I'd listen to it and go, oh yeah, I guess so. Agree. And then we didn't have to go to the beach.
I can tell you're a man, son, because you can hear the sea coming in this shell. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, I'm ready to police. Yeah. Oh, he's been misbehaving. What? 10 years? 10 years? That was a good one.
I'm on the phone to Santa. Oh, son. Santa's passed away. There'll be no more presents. What?
Safe to say Christmas is cancelled.
Yeah. No. We won't cancel that. We won't cancel that. And your mum shouting for you, yeah, we fucking will. I'm not cooking again.
You've ruined Christmas.
What have you been up to since the dawn of lockdown? We should probably, I don't think we've introduced this yet. The reason I thought I'd call together a video representative of these folks is because it's been about a year since we started doing this, and I figured it was quite a nice way to catch up and or document this, whether or not the video
move on to the next technology platform.
Yeah, exactly. Next time we'll be hanging out with each other, something like that. Oh, look at that! Look at that! There he goes, flowing like an autumn wind.
Just putting my shoes on.
This is going to be some beautiful angles.
That's a librarian. I'd love it.
Got myself some grow bags.
Nice.
All legal, I hope.
Pop a cat into one of them, slam it against the wall if you wanted. But you might not want to, so don't if you don't want to do that, because you'll get in a lot of trouble.
I'm loving the 127 hours look, by the way, Joe. Don't be putting your arm anywhere that you don't want it to stay from it.
He's very, very still at the moment for me. I don't know if you guys are getting anything extra. Oh, there he is.
That's fine.
Yeah, sorry. It's just going from Wi-Fi to 4G.
Tell me about it.
Just putting this shit away in the shed, aren't I?
Get in the shed. Bit of Dal.
That's what I've been doing. In lockdown. Cataloging wildflowers.
All right.
The motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool. What, just in the garden or everywhere?
All over.
I'm going to stop eating on camera.
Done like 150, 160 species of flower.
Wow. Good effort.
I don't know why.
That sounded really creepy and slow. I just spat. I don't know why. I have Dal in my teeth now. Well, another thing we've done is we're starting a Dungeons and Dragons game, aren't we? The next couple of days.
Yeah. It's got to that point.
Yeah. Popping our little virginities back in ourselves, aren't we?
I'm going to do like a completely random character and just see what happens.
I think that's fair enough.
I'm going to pick up whatever I've got, but I might go full character the entire time that we're in it.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's encouraged.
Yeah.
But don't tell anyone else. Don't tell anyone else because it might be an evil motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I will be an evil. Maybe I will be an evil motherfucker, and I'll just underhandedly kill you guys off. Take all the glory for myself. That's how you get up the levels in the dungeons, isn't it? Isn't it, Mr. Daly?
We've got about that. I've actually never done a proper Dungeons and Dragons campaign before. I just got the books because I was into sorting one out, and I just didn't find people sad enough to.
Yeah. That's us.
People have not been pushed to a level of sadness yet, so it needed a whole global pandemic to get people to that level.
Desperate. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So I thought what I'd do is I'd read you out my some of my character traits that I made. 1 second. So
Go on, man.
I've tried to be as serious as I could. So I'll just skim over some of it.
Go on, man.
Name DJ Oatsy. I'm a level 1 variant Asimar druid, and my background is that of a folk hero. I can speak Celestial, Common, and Druidic. So the next bit, though, would you like my backstory or some of like my traits and stuff?
I would like your traits.
Traits, then. Oh, all right. I'm on the page of traits now, anyway, so I'll just do that. The personality traits. So they sort of set them off for you. They structure them for you, and then I thought I'd just make them so that they were a little bit more DJ Oatsy. So this is my personality trait. When I set my mind to something, I follow through no matter what gets in my way. This is how I succeeded in giving my brother's ex-wife type 2 diabetes, then followed through. I misuse reasonably length words in an attempt to sound smarter. Sometimes it works in my flavour. Right. One of my ideals is respect. People deserve to be treated with dignity. It's so loud. It's just like slamming around in the shed. Respect.
I am.
Yeah, like the clacky, smatter.
Sorry.
It's all right.
There's my garden chores to do, mate.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. You're all right. It's all right.
I'm not having any issues because I don't have the headphones on, so...
It's all right, mate.
This to me before for not having headphones.
I'm heading inside now.
Yeah, go on, follow through.
So, yeah, ideals is respect. You start, bam, again. Bam! Let's go have a drink. Let's get ready.
Demand respect here, mate.
I do. People deserve to be treated with dignity and respect unless they act like a proper bell sniff, in which case, body slam! Brackets good. Sexy. Whatever you're wearing, pull it up or down a bit so it exposes some of your smoking hot bod. Brackets, very good. Bonds. I don't know that I filled these out quite right. I think I edited these too much so that they aren't actually bonds anymore. But go on, sorry.
Are you a male or a female druid?
Yeah, that's it.
I think male. I think male, based on
That
just.
what you identify as that, or
I guess what I identify as hasn't actually come up in it, but from the avatar, I am DJ Otzi. So I guess unless DJ Otzi doesn't identify as me, either way, I'm basically DJ Otzi when he was born. I'll read you the backstory in a minute, but when he was born, and then whatever he chooses to be gender-wise, or however he aligns himself, or however they align themselves, that's down to him. His song was Hey Baby, wasn't it? And it wasn't Hey Boy Baby or something like that. So, but then again, he might have been a boy when he was a baby. Who knows? You can't tell with these European DJs.
He might have a staff, or he might have a cauldron. We are yet to find out.
Yeah, cauldron. That's horrible. Right.
We find out now, though.
Well, we might find out. Yeah.
I'll write something into me.
What's your character, Maka?
I don't know off the top of my head. Let me have a look now.
Suddenly,
Would you guys be interested in creating one with me right now? I might create mine now.
We could do, although it was one of the the least interesting things I've ever done.
That's not really.
Me and Roisin just sat in silence for like 3 hours. She was speaking to me at one point because I was doing stuff on D&D before she was, which is one of the lamest sentences I've ever said in my life. And she was talking to me during it, and I was sort of getting annoyed, like going, I don't know what's going on already, and I can't also partake in the conversation. And then about half an hour, there was absolute silence. I went, do you know why I was getting annoyed now, don't you? But yeah, it is annoying. So go on, while you're finding that Maka, I guess I'll so one of my I'll go with my flaws. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret, so I never go home again. But in fairness, we all used to nab something from the early learning centre, so I should try to be kinder to myself. Plus, now I'm pretty sweet on the blue plastic harmonica as a result. And also, I suffer from basically unnoticeable priapism, which is permanent uncontrollable erections, I suppose, after turning into an animal. That's going to come up in the storyline. Although it does garner second glances from smoking hot wenches and sloppy cold wenches. They ignore it and are fine with it and that, but you can tell they've clocked it. Additional notes: passionate about weather. So if you can manage to get them
kind of weather,
doesn't really matter, mate. All the weathers.
So are we going to get to a point where, like, the party, you've left the ale house, you've left the tavern, you're taking a few steps outside the town, and you're like, wait a minute, what's weather like? And I'm like,
mate,
it's cloudy, like a bit of rain coming through, and then you just like, oh yeah,
I love precipitation.
Oh.
I've got my backstory is a little longer though, so I don't know whether I'll let you describe your guy if you like, Maka.
Yeah, all right.
Apparently we're running out of time, just a heads up. So we'll do a little kickstart in 10 minutes again or something if people are available. But anyway, sorry, continue. Sorry, mate.
No, it's okay. I need to find it first anyway.
Brilliant.
I'll probably jump. I won't join for the next one, guys. I've got other stuff to be getting on with, and I'll probably be too noisy in the background.
No worries, man.
Character sheet done. Ruth.
What?
Go ahead, Maka.
Why can't I get to it?
Oh, if I found it an absolute nightmare to find, to be fair. I had to go into my characters. I'm fucking talking about how to access shit in Dungeons. Go into my characters. So I went into my personal profile bit in the top right corner, went into my characters, but I clicked view instead of edit. Or you can export it as a PDF to access later and scroll down. He knows it, mate. I'll read you my backstory out while you find it.
Yeah, you do it.
So I've put, I was a very loved child until my mum and dad tried to burn me to death peacefully in their sleep. Their souls forged from strength, wisdom, and a love of humorous yet tasteful homages of that famous poster of a tennis player with their arse out, swirled around the room like an emptying birthday balloon, did a sweet ollie off the skirting, and landed lovingly in my heart, screaming in agony where they rest forever, mute and dead. I personally didn't learn to scream until the 90s after I watched Scream. I watched it when I was 8 because my parents were basically absent when I was growing up, if not entirely absent on account of contracting death. I grew up a nomad, wandering the varied terrains of Ormsgilligan. I became acquainted with a virgin warlock called Double Ender, for whom I shed his virginity. I'm just thinking about how you're going to try and incorporate any of this. His gratitude became Warlock Legend, a race with which I have shared many a tinny and spliff, spelt SPLIGH, that's a different type. Sadly, Double Ender was washed out to sea like Harold Bishop and was never seen again like Harold Bishop for a bit. That got me sad in that, but then I remembered about his family's penchant for slaughter and put him to the back of my soul, behind my parents, although they primarily reside, in my heart. I built and starred in my own university where I scraped 16 firsts in herbology with flying colours. I was a bit gutted I didn't get on the penultimate season of Big Brother, but I had exams and stuff, so it was probably for the best. That's the backstory of DJ Otzi.
I've now got to incorporate Ormsgilligan.
Ormsgilligan, well remembered, Jim.
I've got to get that put down in the world now, so I've got to write up.
Ormsgilligan. That's my old stomping ground. So that means I'm probably pretty familiar with it. Don't feel like you need to make Double Ender make an appearance.
Do we have to have like massive backstories like this? Is this why it takes so long?
Please
No, I've only got my pre-populated one.
No one has to have a massive backstory like that.
Well, it does. It can help, but at the same time, like for a first time thing, like yeah, it can just complicate things a bit. So don't feel too pressured about it. Over time, you. Ormsgilligan, fucking hell.
What was the one? Fat Baby of the Week, was it? What was it? Fat Baby the Week. I'm gonna do a food vendor as well called Pasty Man Pixon.
Nice.
I like it.
I feel like a good pasty as well, mate.
Pasty Man Pixon.
I hate a bad one.
It doesn't. Yeah, that is true. I do also hate a bad pasty. Really
thick pastry, or too flaky as well. So you got to deal with the consequences. Have you ever had those? I think they call. Have you got yours now, Mac?
Yeah, but it's just the pre-populated one. It's not that good. I need to do a proper backstory. It's almost just my characteristics or my traits. Although I'll give you a little.
You could find out about you.
So my flaw. Here we go. My flaw is I hide a truly scandalous secret that could ruin my family forever.
Whoa.
There you go. And I'm in love with the heir of a family that my family despises.
What, on top of having another
on top
juicy,
of that, yes.
Another. Jeez Louise.
So yeah.
That's basically the mean modern median of Shakespeare. I think that you've just
I've got enough going on without having to worry about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah, an adventure. By the way, that's not coronavirus. I've just got a little bit of dal down the wrong way.
That's another thing to bear in mind when you've got a flaky pastry pasty. That you sometimes you inhale a little bit of the flaky pastry and it makes you cough everywhere.
Everywhere,
mate.
Cough everywhere.
Probably get arrested for that now.
Yeah, you probably could. Diego Costa did it, didn't he, before it all kicked off in Europe?
Diego.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert, the NBA player, rubbed his hands, I think he either sneezed in his hand and then rubbed it all over, or coughed in his hand or whatever. Rubbed all the microphones. And it turned out, he is COVID-19.
Oh, not worth the joke, is it? It's like not a good enough joke to infect and kill people.
Back when America didn't take it as seriously.
Yeah. God, injecting bleach, that's happened since last time we spoke. That's ridiculous. There's the reason I stopped then is because I accidentally prophesized it a little bit, I think, in a Spooky Wooky Tale that I wrote months ago. I think it was just as it was all kicking off. Was it March? But there's a slight mention of bleach consumption in it. Maybe, but then again, I did used to drink a lot of bleach in my teens, so it's possibly where that comes from. I might grab a beer in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab one now.
And then I'll come along and I'll. Oh, what are you saying? Wait.
I was going to get a slice while you grab a beer. I'm going to grab a slice of pizza.
Wife, ice and a slice. We've got a sweet little song that we made up that we wanted to. So another thing we've been doing is Chill Collins. That's a band that we've been doing some songs with. That's they're tearing up rock history, bigger than the Beatles. But thanks, mate. Got Ice and a Slice was I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to sing it, but I've sort of brought it back now. I could have left it then and I've started. It's ice and a slice, ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. And it goes on like a little bit. I'll see you in a bit. Lovely to see you, Joe.
Yeah,
See you, Joe.
Happy birthday for Nout Matters until we catch you again.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. See you later.
Ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice. You fucking bastard. You get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice while you're fucking my wife. I'm polite as high fives, but thrice is nice. That's like 15 high, mate, that ain't bad. Scratch your back and got your window while you're shagging my dad. But lad, your smile's fucked, upside down. Skip my mum a bum, I turn the gun around. I'm not too proud to say it loud, but you should have kissed. To pop the senses for your teeth, so you can face my sister. To your and Tamara, that's double the relative. Taj will give a blowy, double need is sedative. Nothing's too much, you know I'll keep you rimmed. And my wife just come back in, so I'll grab your gin. You get ice and a slice, you get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Ice and a slice, get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Ice and a slice. Chuck up my mommy. Give my mama a fuck, man. Ice and a slice. Just fuck her, would ya? Fucking hell. Ice and a slice, get ice and a slice. You get ice and a slice. You're my wife, get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Get ice and a slice, get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Ice and a slice, white ice. Get fucking my wife. Get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice. Get pissed with it. I'm getting my wife. Good time. Get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Get ice and a slice. Get ice and a slice when you're fucking my wife. Woof. Cough.
What are you looking at?
I'm
Staring at?
The spooky wooky tale time is now.
I'm so sorry.
Are they?
Well, this is because I'm going to scare you. I've got a window there, like head height. So if anyone walks past, there's a woman looking in. And she's sat on a car. Oh, Christ. Got an itchy shit as well.
You look like Zag came to life and were made of flesh.
This is like what, sorry? Zig or Zag. Like that. There you go. Definitely drew attention, that. Right. Let's go. Who's up for being scared?
Always.
Yeah? Right. Got some scary
I've not been scared in so long.
I know, well, I've not yet. It's been a while. So this is wrote a while ago, this.
We need chilling in these hot summer eves.
Yeah, this was wrote when it was not so hot or not so summer and not so evening. But we'll see how it works. See if it still translates. Right. No, it doesn't work. You never. See, this is how rusty I am. You don't just go straight into it. Right, this is right. And now I'm going to scare you. You want to start it with something like, "Good night, welcome and rest in peace to the booest relative of the Spooky Wooky Tale franchise, Spooky Wooky Tale 2, entitled "The Sea's on Fire. Do I call the Coast Guard or Fire Brigade? Because my son and his two mates are out there, and it's not looking good for them, is it? Unless it is. In which case, please let me know, because the amount I'm worrying is only increasing steadily. I'm here with the ugly percentile of the Nout Matters cast, celebrating 1 year of freedom. Say hi." You didn't let me finish. Say hi if you've ever caught your dick in a cat, Macca. Macca. Who am I thinking of then? Regardless, Spooky Wooky Tale 1 ended in classic Watlovian conditioning, like a hamster hog-tied to a grenade in a 900-volt microwave, bringing your hero's existence to a spicy, yet nicey click-click climax. So pray, please, thee chill thine blood and sip upon Tesco's finest puss bleach, for the latest ground-shagging Spooky Wooky Tale is going to suck your cock off. I don't think you can shag the ground? Well, pray tell, dear listener. Explain willy-width potholes and fanny-sized bollards. Sexactly. And don't give me that bollards aren't ground shit. I'm sick of people using that excuse for everything. How dare you assume a bollard's florula relativity. A florula relativity. Right? So down your jaws and roll thine eyes back into your face as my voice and I cause you to break out in wells of wide-ons in the fresh opening chapter for Spooky Wooky Tale 2. Entitled Chapter 1, The Sexy Lamb's Promise, brackets, Hades Coke Mirror. Bad morning, you wittily scream at the still virgin train conductor's soft and gaping ass. He gives you the look of "Don't virgin me, mate," before you click a sporadic finger up, not the popular one, drop your backpack like a rabbit in a bin bag, and sprint off the train shouting "Bon!" the French for good. You laugh at the panic you'll cause in the coming seconds, knowing that all they'll controlled explode is a word-for-word copy of Samuel Pepys' diary and the Jaws screenplay combo you concocted in PE circa 2004. When you alternate the words from each text, one from Sammy's diary, the next from the shark, you found it synced up perfectly over Dark Side of the Moon, syncing up perfectly over The Wizard of Oz. You don't make any money off it due to stealing the idea of Peepsy, Jaws, Pink and Dorothy, but what a fucking journey, and what a selfish kisser. You raise your hands and oscillate, nodding, as if to acknowledge your own greatness, to the now fleeing pussy strangers, while simultaneously showing off your brand spanker's working neck, following the realistic Tomb Raider swan dive you did from the top staircase at Muncaster Castle, following the rained-off Bird of Prey extravaganza. You also tried locking the butler in the Shining-esque freezer. Shining-esque walk-in freezer, adjectives. But he was much less subservient and violently more violent. He went as far as having you incarcerated at Her Majesty's pleasure for just under 3 years for good behaviour, citing undeniable GBH and being caught leading provocative anti-Catholicistic iconography in all the ladies' chambers. You've been deprived of sex since you were 3, and you were certainly no stranger to banging the odd keyhole. The odder the better, you internalise upwardly through the spot on the baby's head that you'd love to pop a pencil into, but desperate times call for desperate pleasures. You're 32, and dare you and I say it, as ugly as a car-crushed Halloween mask atop a perfectly formed curl of dog-worldly wisdom. It's not your fault you're ugly as fuck. You can't help that your dad's spuff and mummy's womb is shit at making faces. Who knows? Individually, your dad's salty milk ration may be a face maker's dream, but as soon as it hits the slimy, cavernous depths of your mother's tuppy cushion, your visage goes all to cock and cunt. Similarly, your mum's underground spunker may be a dab fanny at face construction, but as soon as daddy's sodium marmalade gets buttered up all inside her receptive innards like a filthy tripe pylon, it goes all Picasso tongue. And tertially, if you were born in a test tube, fair enough. At least it explains the shape of your tubular fluffy jennies. After 40 to 50 minutes of flat-out sprinting, You stop instantly, causing all the used crisp packets and clumps of little children, caught up in your Kenny to slam into your spine like a camel off a motorway bridge. Your instantaneous ceasing is the responsibility of the awe that was induced by the object laying ahead. What was that? It wasn't a rampant rabbit. It wasn't a rampant rabbit, that's for true. No matter how much you wanted it to be, you close your eyes, hoping for the ferocious Lapan to appear, or at least a rabbit Savoy, but not sausage. You say the word sausage over and over and over and over and sausage and over until it loses all sausage. You mean meaning, but words have lost all sausage by this point. You point, hoping to create a point at the end of your finger on which sausage and meaning can gain semantic prevalence once again, but you're fucking shafted, mate. The true sausage of Christmas. Meaning roll. What does it all sausage? Cumble and meaning. How did it cumble into this? You take one frog march closer towards the object that stopped you in your ferocious tracks. When... End of chapter this.
You've done it again.
Thanks, mate. Is that a knife and two bollocks in your pocket, or are you just pleased to shank me? Good. It is sad that it's over, like a Philip Schofield marriage, which at best is on the rocks. I said rocks. So I thank a thanking person with enforced distance mixed betwixt, but thine proximity becomes a prison with your breath of 1,000 whippets. Good nine.
Oh, my face.
Have any of you guys seen Matty around? Here I am. I meant.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening in the background? That's weird. Why is that a crying man and a woman? Or a soft man and a even softer woman? So which childhood cartoon character would you have as a mother and father pairing to give you the worst possible upbringing? I think Taz from Tasmania would be pretty shit, and Pingu as well. They'd be pretty negligent, I imagine.
Oh, so you're going for bad for as in negligent parents?
Well, I just think Taz would be a bad example as well. And Pingu was a bit of a nutter, wasn't he? I think he
drank. Bad drunk. He drank.
Was he old enough to drink?
No, but he drank. He got drunk in one of the episodes.
That does ring a bell. The fish in Pingu always look dead satisfying. Like perfect, like bite marks out of it.
Food and Woody Woodpecker always look nice to eat as well.
But yeah, would he be a good parent? I think we know the answer to that. I think he'd be a terrible parent. I think a good parent would be Okie Doke. He'd be a good parent.
No, there's some of that always freaks me out about Okie Doke.
Yeah, he's a bit weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him at all. I
got Okie Doke and the parents from Cow and Chicken.
It's good.
Interesting, I suppose. Not necessarily good. I forgot the point of it. I guess I was just thinking of weird parents, but yeah.
Bad upbringing. Bad upbringing.
I'd go for DW from Arthur as a bad mum.
You hate her, don't you?
Yeah.
I always thought about her. Let it go.
I just can't.
Yeah, she is annoying. I could definitely give you that. She is well annoying.
Yeah.
Similarly, Binky. I don't think he'd be a very good parent. If Binky and what's his name? Nelson Muntz.
Nelson, yeah, the same guy, right? I've always thought that.
Yeah, they are. Binky and Nelson Muntz. Yeah, I think they'd be terrible parents. Obviously, someone like Mr. Burns would be, but at least you'd have negligence and loads of money. So there's the flip side of that. You could
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
With Fat Dog Mendoza. Yeah, he's the answer.
Fat Dog Mendoza would be a nightmare as a parent. You couldn't take it anywhere. He wouldn't be able to get to the parents even. How would he get there?
he'd give birth to you when he's like 1 or 2 or something, and he'd die when he was 13.
Could you imagine having to like social distance with Fat Dog Mendoza? You had to go to Sainsbury's shopping with him as a parent.
Nah, you couldn't take Fat Dog Mendoza into Sainsbury's during lockdown. I mean, nuts.
Oh,
It'd be a drain on the vet HS. That doesn't work. NH vets would have worked out, wouldn't it? But it didn't. Never mind. Sorry about that.
The fox from Disney's Robin Hood would be a good dad.
Do you think?
Yeah. Essentially Robin Hood.
I was going to say, do you mean Robin Hood from Robin Hood when you said the fox?
Yeah. Well, the fox. The fox.
Yeah,
Robin Hood.
Fox
version of Robin Hood.
Fox.
Yeah. That's the only way to improve him. I should have thought of answers to this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's obvious evil ones. This goes down the route of which cartoon characters do you hate, I think. And I think we went down this. I think there's a question raised by you as well. I think that one was as well. That was from a conversation we've had previously.
That one was the parent one. I just couldn't remember who the bloody hell I said.
No, I can't remember.
No, I think it was more like not intentionally evil characters. The ones that are just.
That's what I mean. Like maybe I think we went Cyril Sneer on previous conversations when we were talking about dickheads on TV.
Yeah.
We'd love to smash, and that's when
He's
you
a
said
bad guy.
DW. Yeah, but he is bad guy, isn't he? Cyril Sneer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a given.
For Brain would be a bad combo because Brain wouldn't give a damn about just wants to take over the world, and Pinky would just be annoying, like as a parent.
Okay, irritating. I'm trying to do my homework, Pinky.
Yeah. I've stolen myself making you a tea again. No.
That's quite a good impression. The noise, at least. The other part was rubbish. That was shit. But the can't do it. I'd love to listen back to that and just realise just how terrible those were both were. Those both were.
What are we going to do today, Blaine?
That is definitely not it. Blaine. What are you doing to die, Blaine? What you want to do to die?
I'm Danny Dyer. I'm going to beat Blaine. Danny Dyer. Blaine.
Danny Dyer, but he's not. Maybe the cartoon version of MC Hammer, perhaps, with... No, good ones. Oh, no, we're on about bad ones, aren't we? Good ones, I reckon Sharky and George. I reckon... I'm not really sure whether... hang on, was George the little one? Sharky was the bigger one, wasn't he? Yeah.
I just remember they always got beat up. I always remember watching Sharky and George, and they always got battered.
I think you're just thinking of the intro. But
no, definitely. It used to be on early in the morning, and every time I watched, he always got battered. I was like, what am I watching these losers for? Like, change the channel.
You sure you just worked at a fish and chip shop and you're just really confused by the whole experience? And it was just your dad saying, like, look, because you've misbehaved, I've reported that French channel. Was it sort of like Channel 4 or something?
Channel.
It was on before Trans World Sport.
Trans World Sport, God.
Come on, there's a time and a place for this. Get out.
So.
Dick Dastardly, he would be terrible.
And have we had it with all the puns then? Go on. Dick Dastardly, yeah.
Great name.
Yeah, fantastic.
Richard Dastardly.
I'm surprised there's not been like a porn star that's got a male porn star called Dick Dastardly.
It's gotta be. Dastardly. That just implies horrible things.
Dick Dastardly.
What's your speciality? Oh, just getting my dick out dastardly. Dastardly.
Have you been drinking, sir?
Yeah. I'm Dick Dastardly. I get my dick all dastardly and then a dick. Then a dick a dame. Yeah, well, you obviously, sir, you're coming with me because that sounds really horrible. What you get up to, get in prison, and see you there. Yeah, okay, mate. What's going on? I've completely lost this. Let's go another question. This was I wrote down another question that you asked previously as well. On here, would you rather have 2 front gold teeth, a face tattoo of your mate's mum's face, or have fake tan every 8 hours for the rest of your life, and the tanning style's optional? So that's 2 front gold teeth, a face tattoo of your mate's mum's face, and fake tan every 8 hours.
That was what? No, that was one. So you have to have the 2 front gold teeth and the face tattoo.
Oh.
Because that's an easy get out, having two front gold teeth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd take that every time.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
it's 2 front gold teeth with a full face tattoo of your best friend's mum's face on your face, or to fake tan every 8 hours.
Fake tan? 8 hours.
Every 8 hours.
You wouldn't get through work. You'd have to go
on a long haul flight.
You would just be able to get to America. Just.
Can you get fake tan on an airplane?
You'd have to have some kind of medical thing for it.
Because you could also have like one of those moisturising.
And a portable tanning light just on the plane. Thing like that.
Yeah, them taking that out at customs.
Yeah, I'd fake tan 8 hours because.
Yeah. But the thing is.
No, I'd get it. Sorry.
No, it's just
going through it all.
It's the inconvenience of constantly 8 hours, every 8 hours for the rest of your life, because that comes into it for me.
Yeah, but I'd imagine that like if I was trying to think, because we usually with these types of questions, I always try and elaborate my way out of it. Right. So like, if I had a face tattoo of my best friend's mum's face on mine, I wouldn't want to go out with it like that, and I'd have to wear makeup and concealer, and wear that every time before I went out to cover it up.
Yeah.
Fake tan, squeeze a tube.
It'd stink all the time.
Yeah, it would have an awful smell, and everything would be stained.
You smell digestives perpetually.
Oh God! Imagine if you grew a beard as well, and then like you shaved it, or you grew a beard.
Right, I see what you mean, and it would be like be an inverse or like negative sepia photo or something like that.
And not fully cooked. What's it? I would look like.
And not fully cooked. What's it? I don't think of what's it as being cooked. Don't know what that says about my standing, my social standing. Maybe the baked. I think of what's it might be a baked crisp.
Baked.
But then again, that is just a variation of cooking, isn't it? It'd be remiss to not include bacon in the cooking sphere.
I'm not a fan of what's it, to be fair.
What?
Nah.
Fuck off.
Has anybody tried the extra cheesy ones? They do.
Quite possibly. All you need to do is get yourself a Happy Shopper 39p mega bag, or 59p, sorry.
Natalie did Go on, sorry.
I love those silences. Oh, sorry, no, it's okay.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. Go on, mate. One of yours.
It was Natalie did one of those questions the other day. I can't remember what the other option was, but one of them was would you rather something or have what's it fingers for the rest of your life, and no matter what you touch of paper and everything, it'd leave like the mark, like the what's it marks. Would
it be normal fingers but with what's it, or would they be at danger of I don't know, precipitative corrosion, where if you've got them and they start getting shorter and
no, like
in the wind.
A pack of Wotsits, you get that dust, don't you, on the tips?
Yeah. Oh, so that's what it would be, but it wouldn't like you could shower and stuff, but it just wouldn't.
No, it never goes, right. No matter what. Like,
but I mean, your hands wouldn't wash away. Yes, was my.
Your hands aren't made of Wotsits. That's what I thought to begin with as well. I was like, well, I definitely won't wash my hands ever again.
I imagine your fingers would end up being like, when people get It might have been on short change when we were younger, if you remember that. It was presented by, was it Otis? And when they used to get like a pack of Monster Munch, and it'd just be one solid Monster Munch Chonian stick of flavour. That's how I was imagining your fingers to be, I suppose.
You can just lick them all the time.
Yeah. It's positive for it, actually.
Yeah, that's that. So what are the positives of having your mate's mum's face tattooed on your face?
You get ID.
No, you're definitely 18. Yeah. Definitely 18.
And I don't think you would... the best bit would just be you wouldn't have to get a fake tan every hour. Simply.
Yeah, that would be... What a ridiculous concept. That's the best bit. The best bit would be that you don't have to get fake tan every 8 hours.
You'd be able to kiss your best friend's dad in the dark and get away with it.
If you're in Abba's Take On Me video, you would, yeah. Otherwise, I think, if you go in 3D on that, then you're fucked. That reminded me of another question you once posed, which was, I wrote a few of them down because I thought if we're doing a yearly thing, we'll be good. It would be good. Inappropriate Lego sets. And the thing it reminded me of was Lego 2D Lego, which is basically just a jigsaw, I suppose, but paper or even thinner. So we got some awful ones that I don't really want to read out, but I think in fact I don't think I can read any of these out now. I come to think of it. I adapted a couple of them. So you had Lego Bypass or Scissor Me Elbow. I thought that might elbow Scissor Me Elmo. I figured that would be controversial if that ended up on children's shelves. There's some obvious ones in here of some films that you definitely wouldn't want as as Lego sets. I'm not going to say them.
I think a really shit Lego set would be you build the room that you've spent the most of lockdown in out of Lego.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would end up on Grayson Perry's art club. Yeah.
A little Lego you building a little Lego set of their own.
Can you position the Lego man's hands so he's just like that?
Just a fractal Lego set. What was that? What have you just started a face?
I'm using the Stephen Hawking thing to I don't know what it's called. Sorry, me and Natalie call it the Stephen Hawking.
What?
Next you put over your neck and shoulders. And you can hold your phone up like that if you want. You can
Oh well, I can. Yeah, I mean, there's worse things that you could have meant that to mean. So having it as a thing that holds technology in front of your face is a.
Natalie's mum referred to it as the Stephen Hawking thing, so we just went with it from that.
I mean, I don't know if I'm just being like that's actually okay, or whether because I thought you were meaning something much worse. That when I heard it was that, I was like, oh, thank God, it's just a bit of technology in front of the face. Maybe I'm just overshot it.
Maybe.
I might just have a look outside, see if I can see this thing. I don't know if I can, but it's meant to be like.
Mentioned that the space shuttle. It's at 9:20.
No. So you just need to look at the moon at 9:20 because then you can see where the space station is. But the rocket is going up at 31. So maybe it's time.
Oh shit! What, at the moon?
Yeah.
Not at the moon, but I know you know what I mean. I'll take this out with me.
I'm gonna jump off and then join my phone.
All right. Okay.
I can see it. Sweet.
Where? I don't know where we're at.
Natalie.
Oh, there it is. Now we're on our own. Mac has got dead into Warhammer recently. He's not comfortable talking about it. I better not mention it.
Are you talking to you, mate?
I wasn't saying anything about Macca's addiction to Warhammer.
Is this recording?
Yeah. I know. I'll cut it off. To cut it out.
Wow.
I will.
Come on, think about it.
Can't do that and Dungeons and Dragons because it'll open up a big nerdy black hole and suck us all off into it. Is this what's so it's meant to have happened now? Yeah.
I can't see anything. Do you want to see Old Trafford?
Yeah, I do want to see Old Trafford.
I felt a little bit weird doing that. I don't like heights.
Is it when you put your phone out the window? I hate doing stuff like that because it's
Michael Jackson, the blanket.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's not. This is a very anticlimactic podcasting, isn't it? When there's actually nothing happening, just looking at the people, looking at something. I'd do that, but it doesn't really show you.
12 months of hard work and editing through NASA and SpaceX to take all your limelight.
It's a nice little present for them to do. It feels a bit over the top. I feel a little bit awkward, really.
See part of the moon blow up now, like Jesus Christ.
yeah. And then the only really consequence is that Morecambe tide comes in.
Yeah. Part of me's looking and I'm like, have I seen something there, or is that just?
I'm not getting that.
Them little speckly little black dots that you see now and again.
Oh, right, like an eye worm.
Eye worm, squiggly line.
Is that a Family Guy quote then that you just did?
Please don't. Oh, yeah, it was.
I think you did.
So
now who's into Warhammer? This is not. Oh, here we come.
Like, have I seen something? Or have I seen something there? Or...
Can you see anything yet?
We're all looking at the same moon, though. That's a nice little thing for lockdown, isn't it?
Oh, I thought I seen some of the blues birds.
Yeah. It might have been the one I just saw up there as well. Oh, it is. Oh, Merlin the cat.
Skybird.
None of us are monitoring the news. Like, it could have crashed and we've got no idea. Like, blown up on March.
Merlin.
Now who's being paranoid?
I think you still think.
Yeah, definitely still me.
It's Merlin coming. He likes an open door, this cat. So if you leave the door open long enough, he tries to walk in it. So I'm absolutely shitting myself because of that. Oh, there he goes.
I'm really glad that you were talking then, because it just farted. And
I think I heard it.
No, I don't think you did.
I don't think I heard that. Maka, this is one of the worst gifts you've ever given me from NASA.
It's too bright, isn't it?
Is that the issue?
I think so.
I mean, I just can't see anything.
Well, what time?
Get on the blower to NASA, find out what's going on.
Do I go in? I mean, it's only been 4 minutes since Maka said it would happen.
I'm going to give it a minute. It's nice. It looks nice where you are, mate.
It's exactly where you are, mate, but you're just the big D on my screen.
A bit further south. One sec.
Oh, train's going past me.
Dizzy? Yes, he did.
Lockdown, gorgeous, mate.
No lockdown locks. Thanks, mate.
Like extra in home and away.
What? You said extra in home and away.
Bonza.
Well, I'm going away from that and getting in my home.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same now.
Ironically, because one of my neighbours came out. He's on about Warhammer. Do you mind us talking about Warhammer, Maka?
I don't. No, Liam does Warhammer. It's hilarious. But I used to do it as well when I was 14.
You don't have to tell us, man. You don't have to tell us if you don't want, man.
Lord of the Rings Warhammer.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's the coolest one. That's pretty sweet. Wow. You must just be working your virginity off now, or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
For your time now, mate.
This is, I think this is taking the mick. This NASA space bullshit that you've got us under.
So why that?
You're mentioning neighbours, then, Matty. I was actually speaking to a mutual friend of all of ours, but obviously I won't say who because I've not discussed mentioning this on the pod. But I was speaking with them and seeing how they've been getting along during lockdown, and they're living like near my ends, and it turns out that their neighbour is TV master chef Ainsley Harriott.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Neighbour.
Wow! Imagine like if getting like on his in his good books, like I've got extra of this food or something left over. In fact, no one does that, do they? No one takes extra food around with neighbours.
I'd be straight in there, getting in that inner circle.
Oh man, Ainsley Harriott barbecue.
They've sent me a photo of this to confirm it. But every day outside of the Ainsley Harriott home, there is a blackboard, and on it they write an inspirational quote of the day every day.
Wow! What is that? Was that pre-lockdown or is that like a recent thing? Do you know?
I failed to ask.
These are the important questions. That's all right. This is why I'm here. It's all right, mate. Don't worry about it.
But, I believe it was all to begin with.
So they just recently moved next door to Ainsley Harriott. Is that
they've recently discovered that they live next door to Ainsley.
Wow.
They've been there for a couple of months now.
Must be doing all right for themselves if they're living next door to Ainsley.
I know.
Nice. I think we should maybe give this a little wrap up. We've got like 2 minutes left in this video. We could even meet up and, in fact, fucking hell, it's 20 to 10. How did that happen? I was going to say we could meet up afterwards and actually just talk off the record, but I can't be bothered. So you guys can if you want.
It is the missus' birthday, so, and I want to get the last dance finished as well.
What? Are you? Is it actually her birthday?
Yeah, it's the 30th today.
Oh mate,
what are you doing in here?
Why are you not with it?
I spent all day with her. I bought her a tea.
Right, we've got less than a minute. That's amazing. And on that bombshell, thank you for listening on that. Right, peace out. Have a lovely time, guys. Happy birthday to Nout Matters and that. Lots of love.
That's my important. See you in a bit.
See you soon. But yeah, I know. Ridiculous. Happy birthday, Natalie. Sorry. Bye.
It's time to begin now. Count it in. 5, 6, 6, 6. Scootin', baby, is driving me crazy. My obsession from a western, a dance floor date. My Romeo, a cowboy guy from head to toe. Wanna make you mine, but get in line. 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8. Push kicking, finger clicking, cowgirl twisting, no resisting, hip banging, heel twanging, two-stepping, healing so, horse calling, leg shuffling, big grinning, body spinning, burning, yearning, winding, grinding. Let's begin the dance again.